segment is actually, we call it now the Good, the Bad, and the Squad, yes? All right. We changed the name, so it's Good, the Bad, and the Squad. And in this section, we like to talk about companies that got it right, got it wrong, but from our perspective, because we're the squad, and that's all that matters. And this week, actually, was talking about one of the things, actually, the 100 hottest restaurants and trending and all that stuff.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them there in Michigan, and that's cool, and I get that, the whole trending thing, because those things always change. But I think really the biggest reflection that I've seen being the term a foodie, right, and someone that's a cook, chef, all that stuff, is the fact that the caliber of restaurant. So that it isn't. So it used to be like the 100 hottest were always like the most pretentious. We should go with our tuxedo, and only the coolest people in town should be here. And if you can afford to get in, good. If you can't, go peasant, eat McDonald's.
You need a bow tie.
That's right. And you need a bow tie and a proper jacket.
Yeah.
We don't touch peasants in. Go. Yeah, and that stuff to now it's like casual dress, but the food is fantastic, and it's made with passion and drive and commitment and real quality, really, right? And one of them I was reading for the Republic. I have not been to in Detroit.
I
actually.
haven't either. I want to. Red Ginger up in Traverse City, I've been to, but I haven't been to.
How was it?
Detroit.
Bend to roast.
It was excellent. We were there for an event, and so they had appetizers and kind of finger foods and whatnot up there, and it's a very cool looking place, too. It's a place that you kind of want to be, but the food was excellent. But Republic I hadn't been to.
Yeah,
Have you been to Republic?
And I was rolling through the menu, and a lot of those places, when they put together like these epic menus of whatever, you start at like $50 per person, and you're like, okay, well, let's see, 3 tanks of gas, no electric this month. Okay, we can eat it for dinner, no drinks. All right, good, all right. Yeah, that kind of stuff. This wasn't actually. It was like $20 to $25 a plate, which I know it sounds not McDonald's.
Right.
But you guys have to understand, this is not McDonald's food.
But it's
Right.
real food, right?
Beyond that, this is a gourmet level. You're talking a 5-star meal dinner that used to be Grandma and Grandpa's Saturday night special dinner. This isn't.
Right.
I'm going to go have dinner on a Thursday night because I did the squad show dinner. This is the Saturday night. Mom's, dad's got didsed up or not because you don't have to anymore. But we're going to have a bang up meal, right? And I love that trend.
Yeah.
Because I think so many people feel that really, really great food is out of reach. But a $50 splurge is well within the reach of anybody in middle-class America, right? And I think that that's inspirational to want to go take a crack at the bat to make some of my own really cool food, right? So my wife and I were just talking about that today, about how that we don't anymore really go out much. We're really pretty disappointed with most stuff we out.
Yeah.
And
hard thinking too.
right, and she's like,
That is sad.
yeah, well, and part of it is
It's true.
Part of it's like cook.
You got to
can
go
cook.
up to
That's right.
$100 a plate. To
Well,
get,
for me
Exactly.
to wow me, you're
Yeah.
talking $40, $50 a plate
Oh,
or
yeah,
more. For
definitely.
me to go, this is pretty badass. Good
Yeah.
job. I want to meet the chef. Chef?
Yeah. My wife.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I loved Olive Garden, right? It's one of my favorite restaurants. There was a couple of Italian
Okay.
places in the small city.
I know.
Great.
I know. I'm like,
Can you listen to the rest of the story before you patronize me?
You're killing me.
the Italian in me is dying.
Well, that's right. That's exactly right. My wife and I spent 4 months
It's the
studying abroad in
breadsticks, right?
Italy. We ate all this Italian
Yeah,
food.
see,
and
right.
I can't touch Olive Garden.
Good.
It's disgusting.
That's
Right, because it ain't
There's
food.
There's Chicago Italian places that are
Bang up.
excellent.
Yeah,
It's
and
just like
affordable.
this Italian food and affordable.
What is the
Well,
problem with
order
chains and
affordable.
franchises?
But,
They
but it's
lose.
just different because it's,
Yeah,
you get
lose the
you
quality.
experience those quality things, and then you understand what.
But at the end of the day,
Olive
it's the love, right? Because of their passion. It's the
I
person
would
that's
argue,
cooking,
yeah.
right? Like, to show how my nerd goes, like Emeril Lagasse, right? So before the Food Network was the Food Network, Emeril Lagasse was the guy leading the way, and one of his favorite quotes he'd use all the time is, food is love. And if you meet someone that's passionate about the food industry or making food or whatever, you know that it is a direct extension of self to you. They're like, I'm making this because I want you to know what is in me to give to you to share. Because I want my soul to nourish your soul. Not to get totally nerdy, but that's kind of like where, and any real foodie, that's where they think. I can promise you that makes food, they all think the same. They're passionate about it. They're like, man, love it, bro. I want you to eat something fantastic, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure you have a great food experience, right?
That's right.
Meanwhile,
This
back
is
at
warm, fuzzy kind of
Franchise
thing.
Yeah.
R Us, let's flatten that all out of the system. That's crazy. I could have mass minions make food. It's,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Well, that's funny. I was reading, there was something about franchising and how they're talking about it. And I was looking at the startup costs and I'm just like, would you really rather put that money into starting your own?
It's
type of
turned,
business?
Right.
it's a system, but
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
a system, but
but what kind of system are you buying,
that's
right?
exactly right. How much passion can you put into a McDonald's? Really? I mean,
Seriously.
you know?
Well, if you're doing it like overseas somewhere in some third world country, it's the bomb. I mean, it's something really new. But
I guess.
Well,
you
I
if it's the
think
fifth
maybe-
one in town, I don't know.
Well, I had a client once, right? He came here from Africa and he built Burger Kings. And he's still today, to my knowledge, is the largest holder of Burger Kings in the United States. And he has 70 of them.
Wow.
And one of the things he told me was that whole thing was like, where I'm from, there's no such thing as this. He goes, I understood it. I worked. He's like, you guys ever saw the movie Coming to America? He was the dude that started down and mopped the floor, worked his way to fry, got enough money, said, screw it, I'm buying one of my own, and then
Yeah.
took off. And the mogul, he's the McWhopper mogul. And I said McWhopper. You like that?
Yeah, that's
McDonald's
good.
Whopper. And anyway, yeah. And
Either
so
one
for
of them
me,
can sue us now, right?
that's
Because we
right.
mixed
I
them
cover
together.
both.
We'll be sued because we mixed them together.
perspective. That's right. Legal perspective. But yeah, and I just think that I didn't have the whole food is love perspective thing back then. I was like, he's a client, whatever.
Right.
But I just think, well, how do you do that though? Like, I mean, I have a hard time putting my head around the whole thing because
Yeah, I don't know.
it's easy enough to make volume of food
Right.
and still make it well. Because I've done that. I've fed 60 people out of my kitchen for an event at home for cooking. So I know you can make scaled food and make it well and be good food. I don't know. But anyway,
Well,
It's a system that sells, so they're just selling
I
it.
get it.
yeah.
So this was the good, the bad, and the squad.
Yeah.
There's something I just read about Chipotle that they had another big hiccup, and they have a store being closed, like in the Northwest, because their temperatures on their line foods wasn't hot enough,
No, that does not.
and
surprise me.
their stock took another hit. It's just like happened
It's
today.
crazy.
DOA, I told you, they're done.
Yeah, they got problems.
They're
See,
done.
that to me, and maybe you can talk about this, Jody, is more of that's
Training
that's
type
the
of
rule.
It's an
is
internal problem.
Cook the
Yeah.
meat to X, right? But clearly, that's not getting to the cooks on the
Mm-hmm.
line. So how do you get that culture down there? I mean,
They got a surprise inspection, and they got hammered. And it's been like 3 major violations in 12 months or something in this store, and it's being closed.
It all depends on where management places their focus, what you reward
Mm-hmm.
and what you punish. And if food safety is not, you can talk about it all day long, but if that doesn't enter into performance evaluations and increases, if that's not as important as the number of people walking through the door and those bottom line profits, it'll make the list.
Yeah.
I mean, employees aren't stupid. They're like children in the sense that they're human, and we all know what we have to do in order to escape the gaze or the angry words
Right.
from our parents, right?
Right.
The same is true in school. You all know what you have to do, and
Right.
some choose to do more, and some choose to ride that line. It's no different in the workplace. You know through behaviors, not words, what you minimum have to do in order to stay off somebody's radar. So if safety's not on the list, safety's
Yeah,
not on the list.
and they're balancing, and I have just a suspicion. I don't know this. I have no idea if this is true, but I know that in the industry I was in at one time, keeping your food temperatures lower than the required 140 degrees will keep their shelf life a lot longer.
Sure,
so they
right.
can sit longer and be presentable to a prospective buyer.
But that
Yeah,
makes
it's all great.
sense relative to
It-
giving
but
their
it's
financial.
but it's like, ooh, that's
Well,
that's trouble.
that makes sense.
yeah, well, which came first, the chicken or the egg, right? I mean,
Well, I get that. I mean, they're in their boat financially because of
right.
the E. coli and all the other problems they had.
But they had
right?
several. They had more than just E. coli. They had another one too.
Yeah. So
So
they're DOA. So those of you that like Chipotle, if you don't get sick from it, enjoy it Because it probably doesn't have a long time to putz around.
They're going to change the name.
That's it.
Yeah.
Probably not. Well, maybe, but probably not. So our next segment that we actually do is called From the Field. And this is where we have things that have happened throughout the week with clients in the cases of stuff that's went on. And we've talked to them and something that we can maybe parlay back to you, the viewer, from our experience this week with our clients. That being said, we didn't get our normal pregame showdown. I can run through with everybody that's had any client experience this week. So I will leave that as an open floor statement. And if no one's got anything, I do.
Well, I would like to emphasize that those 55 subscribers and 150 people, right? We're taking this from us now to build it up until it comes from you guys.
True story.
So you've listened to
Testify.
us. You know we can talk about what you've got going on, and we'll probably make light of it, right? But we'll probably be useful too, right? So comment on the video, or there's the Business Squad's Facebook page is in the description, and reach out to us and ask us a question.
True story. So this week, so here's one for you. So the power of procrastination.
Oh boy.
No.
So we have a client that, and if you're watching this, dude, sorry I didn't say your name, so you can't be
love
mad. Can't be mad. At any rate, puts it off coming to see us. Puts it off because he's got to do work. It's a $50,000 mistake.
Oh boy.
Here's the number, $50,000. That's what this cost him. So what happened? Well, he put it off once, so he got in an accident with his truck. Well, that really kind of wasn't his fault. So that's additional $18,000 additional money. But had he had come to see us prior to him going on his trip, we could have executed everything he needed to do, but he didn't. So he lost his opportunity when the 15th came around of April, and he had no longer the ability to contribute for 2015 and create his 2015 plans for his retirement, which would have been a savings of $40,000+ in taxes, plus an additional savings of another $5,000 to $6,000 local state tax. So $45,000 to $50,000 that he could have saved himself had he have done that.
Yeah.
And what happened is that he got in an accident, got laid up, got delayed. 15th passes. His ability to open the account passes for the previous year. For those who don't know, it's too late now, but for 2016, numbers going through to 2017, and it's one day you wake up, March 2017, you're like, holy crap, I owe the government a ton of money, I haven't made any type of retirement plan. Oh, what do? Well, you call the squad, and then we sit down with you and we talk to you about your situation.
Right.
But in any event, you clear through all those hurdles and you get done, and you say, oh, I got...
Call us now and
Right.
we'll plan ahead.
Well, okay, right, but I'm describing his situation.
Mm-hmm.
And so at any rate, if you do that and you go through that process, you can come in and up until the 15th of April, we can set something up for you and pull you out of the jaws of death, snatch your way and give you a tax savings. And you're like, woo, I did it. April 16th, no dice.
April 18th.
Well, this year, right? No dice, thanks for playing, too bad, you missed it, and the price is yours. You now own that mistake. And for you as the consumer or the business owner, it's something you need to be aware of, that procrastination has a price.
Oh, yeah.
And subsequently, we'll get a fine for 2016. They'll be set up. It'll be all right. But because he missed 2015's window, his tax bill, which turned out to be tens of thousands of dollars, would have only been...
His problem was he made too much
Less.
money, didn't have enough deductions.
Well, it's not his problem. It's a lot of things, right? He didn't set away his retirement plan. It's a lot of stuff. But that's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, he didn't do what he needed to do. So he procrastinated.
Right.
He didn't have a plan, so he got whacked in the head for it. And all I'm saying is that from our clients' experience, please learn. Don't wait. And get out there and talk to whoever. If we're not the ones, whoever it is. But it's a common mistake. So don't feel ashamed either.
Yeah.
It happens.
I procrastinate all the time.
See?
Raise my hand right here. I'm a huge
Boom.
procrastinator. There's stuff on my to-do list that just gets moved to the next day's to-do list.
Coach
it's been
is
on there
calling
for
you.
months. That's
Coach
that's
is gonna
exactly
call you.
right.
I heard her
That's
right
why
now.
and
Now,
that's why the
calling
business
you.
squad
Is there
can
any
help,
truth-
right? Because you go to James, right, and James helps you get the numbers right. And then James says, hey, by the way, you seem to be procrastinating a lot. Let me hook you up with Ellen, because she can help you not procrastinate. And then Ellen's like, hey, what else is going on? Oh, you know what?
There's something more to that.
You haven't looked at your
procrastination than
insurance,
that.
right?
It's a
Maybe you
sickness.
should go talk to Dave Thoreau, right? And Dave says, oh, hey, hang on, wait a second. What's your LLC paperwork, right? Well, maybe you should bring in Ben on this, right? And then I'm looking at the LLC.
This is the master of the tie back, folks. In case you haven't
That's
watched other
exactly
episodes, boom! That's how I get to
He
do
went
it.
to school
Right.
for this, by the way.
That's true.
Thank you.
Depending on what you.
Well, just to piggyback on what you were just talking about planning ahead, I had there's a theme running through my week this week of planning ahead as well, and it's in two forms. I've seen it. There's a new potential client that I'm looking at onboarding next week who basically turned over a blank piece of paper and pushed it towards me and said, even though I've been doubling the size of my business consistently every year for the past 4 years, year after year, this is what my plan looks like, and this scares the shit out of me because I don't know where I'm going from here. And if you don't know where you're going, any road is going to get you there, right? But some
No.
roads are going to leave you right into the dumpster,
Cliff.
whereas other roads could lead you to success. So I have a strategic partner in finance, and he and I were talking today, in fact, about the importance of having a well thought out plan when you seek financing for any sort of business venture or business growth or development. If you don't have a well thought out plan and you can show in 5 years, this is what I'd like the business to look like, here's where I'm going to take it after that, then it's very difficult to attract investors. It's very difficult to attract any sort of business financing. So the importance of sitting down and really just taking the time to think through, what is it that you want to do? How is it that you want to grow? What are all the different options and ways that you could brand and build your business so that it's a successful model that you can build on? If you don't take the time to think those things through, you're really putting yourself at risk of leaving it very much up to chance whether you're going to succeed or fail. And it's all of these components that we deal with are a part of that. But having that overall comprehensive plan is really the place I think people need to start. And I've seen that a lot this week.
Right on.
Yeah.
So our next segment that we do is actually called Ponderings, where there's a theoretical or hypothetical question that's posed to the group per our words girl, Carol. And this week, it's how can you encourage your team, if you have a team, right? But as the business owner, what's your advice on how they can encourage the team to take the long view versus reacting to the now or the immediate pain, right? Saying, okay, well, I know there's a rough road right now, but we'll get around it. Don't worry. And Jody, what's your take on
I can
that?
see she's got. I can
What's
just
your take?
imagine.
Well, the first thing is share with them what the long view is. And I see this a lot where, especially in organizations that are much more hierarchical, right? In a flat organization where, it's a small business and I have interaction on a regular basis with all 5 of my employees, the likelihood that what I'm thinking and where we're going is greater. But as the business grows and as the employee count grows and you start to add these mid-levels, that communication stops. And I don't think it's an intentional withholding. I think it's simply that they don't have a system in place to make sure that the message makes it all the way through and that it can come back around, so the message shouldn't just be from the top down. But, these folks out here on kind of the ground level, they're constantly testing that marketplace, and they're the ones that are going to tell you if there's an opportunity for this new idea, if patients are asking for this, if clients have asked about this. And so you've got to find a way for that communication to go both ways. But as you said, it doesn't just happen. I mean, you have to intentionally have a communication plan. You have to have systems and and you have to communicate in multiple forms too, right? So it might be we have staff meetings, but I also send out a kind of a from the desk memo every so often. And then we have what I used to call internally, it was called a harpoon session, where the employees would tell you what you need to know. And you sort of felt like you were just, But you need to have not just a plan, but actual systems or strategies to implement that, because people can't help you get to your goals if they don't know what the hell the goals are.
Yeah, right. And buy-in. You got to get there. Everybody rowing in the same direction. As simple as that sounds, but it's.
Well, and here's how this affects all of us. Here's why this is good for all of us.
Right, their reward.
Not
you have
just
to
why this is
communicate.
good for
For me, right? No, but what they get out of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I almost feel like there's a short term and a long term, and I struggle a lot because I really like to build relationships with my client when they don't have problems, right? So I don't want to be suing your partner over the partnership agreement. I want to be taking the time up front to draft the partnership agreement that makes so that you don't sue each other. But I think that there's always just such a, it's so hard to be like, okay, well, today I have to do X, Y, and Z, and my partnership, you know, that's also on the list, but maybe that's not as important as paying the bills. And it's not as important as paying the bills, right? So I don't know how, it seems to me like you have to acknowledge that there's a short term that's really pressing, and you also have to build towards the long term, because it's not like you can just, listen, I've been trying to get my online files and stuff organized for a week, and it keeps getting pushed aside. And part of that is because I have client stuff that comes up, which is obviously more important. So it's a tough balance.
I think-
I don't know.
I think in the end of the day, you're long term, right? If that's your goal to operate your business, it's like a tactical versus strategy. Like you have a strategy, your strategy is your long term view. This is my plan from here to whatever years out, right? My tactical is, oh, this came up, I'm going to adjust on the fly, it's the audible in sports, it's whatever, it's that.
Right.
Now, change left when I should have went right, my plan was right, that stuff. But that can all be driven by your finances, and I hate to tell you, at the end of the day,
It's money.
money wins, and because you can go to employee training, you can say this is our vision and all that, but they need to pay their bills, and you need to make sure you have a proven business model that's going to generate money. There's one guy that came this one time and described this whole financial plan that he's going to go out and help all these people without money. And I said it's a great way to be broke, because if they don't have money as a financial person trying to help people with money, then all you need to tell them is pay off your debt and come back to see me when you've saved money and paid off your debt. Now tell me how you're going to get paid off that. You're not. Now you're going to sell some books, you're going to be a Dave Ramsey and
Sure.
sell this program. That's fine, but that wasn't what he was pitching. And that being said, that says to me, well, no.
It's going
that's
to
the-
attract people to pay down their debt or help themselves.
Well, right, and it wasn't gonna work, and that means this financial model failed. So you gotta have your vision, right? You gotta have the fire and the passion, and we gotta go do it, go team, let's do it for the Gipper or whatever. But at the same time, you also gotta make sure that the logic size wins. That your 2 + 2 = 4.
Right.
You know where 2's coming from. You know where the other 2's coming from, and you're not just pie in the sky in it. You have some reasons that you think 2 + 2 will = 4. It doesn't have to equal 4 today, because your
Right.
long-term plan says, I'm okay with only equaling 2.5. I can survive 2.5 till it gets to 3, till it gets to 3.5, till it gets to 4, because I've made a plan, and I have a long view of my number plan, or my sales goal, my funnel, my pipe, my whatever. But it's my 2 cents anyway.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hmm.
And that's what I like about what Nash you're doing, is because you come in and you've got this really cool pie in the sky thing. But I hear that all the time, and they don't have the, okay, this is how 2 + 2 = 4.
No, you've already
And
turned
you've
it
got the
into a.
subscription services. I mean,
Yeah.
you're still early on, but you at least have the acknowledgement that, okay, this is a business, and it's going to make money, and this is how. So
That's right.
that's cool.
Definitely important.
It is.
Yeah,
So
but your
let-
ongoing cost to you're building this, right, and then it's set, and then it's repeatable. You keep selling it to, that's what's kind of cool about it is. It really takes off. If it really takes off,
Well, you could create a whole community around this, and people that use the plan then help create the next plan.
Yeah.
And they,
Yeah.
and they have these communities where they're communicating with each other and sharing ideas, and it just
Yeah, it's cool.
be huge.
And you become the
Community
authority.
is a big part
the
of it.
matriarch.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
right. The authority, yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
Pretty
So,
cool.